Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 8 on our new schedule that we're totally sticking to. We're in the new year, Patrick.
Yay!
We're 2 weeks in, and so far so good.
We did it.
Episode 8, I have tentatively titled Gannon, Eagle, and Simon. I know that has been the title of every podcast this month, but it is also having an effect on the collector's market. So don't worry, we're not talking about the, oh my gosh, was it leaked? How did everyone know? It's not
Yeah, we
us,
don't
it's
really
not our
care.
podcast. Welcome to the Collector's Corner, where we talk all things collectors disc golf. We're ready to dive in, talk with you about how the market's currently doing, what we might think is on the horizon for collectors disc golf,
Hmm.
and talk a little bit, maybe give you some tips and tricks from people who are super invested in helping the collector's market grow.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff that's been released over the last couple weeks. There's been a lot of stuff that has been pre-released and teased, and it's coming. And then I fully expect 2024 to just be chock full of discs from Gannon, Simon, and Eagle. I mean, there's going to be so many of their discs coming. Um, New discs, I imagine, from each player. I'm excited for Eagle to get. Is Eagle going to get his own line? Like, are we talking about
Let's
that
jump
later?
into it. Let's jump
Uh,
on into the market watch.
just jump straight in.
All right. So, here
So I'm
I
going to tell
am.
you guys already, Preston and I, one of the reasons I enjoy talking to Preston about disc golf because we don't agree on everything. And looking at the notes that he took in our little podcast sheet, he says more envies, subtitle, this is awesome. We
Okay, okay,
have
okay.
enough envies.
Okay. Okay. Wait. You're paraphrasing my stage notes, which I guess is good because if you didn't paraphrase them, you'd just be saying what I'm gonna say. But it says more envies. All right, so maybe if you're, if you missed it, I won't say living under a rock because these drops are happening during the week,
So
during the
fast.
weekday,
Just
which we'll talk about here in a minute
yeah.
with Yuli's stuff. But Eagle, right, of course, has now joined MVP. Very exciting. And kind of like along with that drop of the news, they are releasing some special edition Eagle McMahon MVP envies, which is awesome. Here's why I think it's great only because they are putters. The only disc in disc golf that you can have 10 of reasonably, in my opinion, is a putter. I say that as a collector that has more than 10 sextants, right? Like, I understand you can have more than 10 of a disc. But what I'm saying is, James Conrad already has envies and has a bunch of runs of envies. And so if you bag envies and you're a collector, you already have lots of envies that you're passionate about. Why do you need more? And my only reasonable response is they're pretty cheap because it's a putter and they're putters. So you can have a stack of them and they still maintain some utility. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
why I think
know.
it's not too bad.
I that the stamp is fantastic.
Super
I
cool.
I love the stamp. It's super cool. There was a meme a while back about people that didn't like the stamp and they were like, "Well, look what they did to Gannon." And Discmania it just says like Gannon Burr.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it says.
Yeah.
Um the stamp is wonderful. They did a great job. Shout out MVP. Fantastic. I don't know who the artist is there, but wonderful work. Don't put it on an envy, man. First of all, I am a big James Conrad fan. Have been. I was there. I was there since the beginning, since before the holy shot. Okay, but the envy is his. Just let him keep it. It's like the Tour Series Destroyer. Okay, it's given to one player at a time. It was AJ's. It was Paul's. It was Ricky's. It's Calvin's. The envy is James's. Okay, put this beautiful eagle stamp on his first disc in his line. It's
Yeah.
it's Eagle stamp. Just wait a little bit longer. If they want to push Eagle McMahon, they could do I don't know something less creative on one of their already existing discs, but give the guy a brand new disc and put this wonderful stamp on there. That's what I.
I mean,
That's
I
what
agree that the rest of my show notes say it's not a signature drop. Like,
it's not.
it's a
It's an envy.
sure. Like, I guess you could try to say it's a signature disc, but like you're saying, it's not his disc, right?
Mm-mm.
It's just like
Uh,
a special edition Eagle McMahon run of the
yeah.
Envy. Still super cool. Did I pre-order some? Of course. And we'll talk about the pre-order situation here in a second because it's not just the Envy. It's also the Pixel, which I totally had a picture of. Where did my Pixel go?
Actually, you don't need a picture of the Pixel. You can just pull up a picture of a Nomad because James is getting robbed on two fronts.
Oh my word.
Okay?
Oh
Two
my word.
fronts. My boy James. I got to look out for him, okay? He's going to get left behind because one, the envy says, two, a Pixel is a Nomad. It's got 0.5 difference in fade. That's the only difference. They're both 240. James's Nomad is 240.5 and the Pixel is 2401. Uh, and that's it. Okay.
All right. So look, we're doing. Where did it go? I don't know, but look, hey, here it is. A little bit of not live updating. There's the Pixel. If you haven't seen it, that's what it looks like right there, all over our faces, and now just here nicely on the screen. They did a special edition as well, which we can just hot swap on over to. Right? It's cool. It's kind of
That's
like
kind of
Donkey
cool. I
Kong
like that.
esque.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Again, right? I like it. I agree with you. Since it is the Simon line, I do wish it was maybe a bit more unique. They really came out hot with the first 12
Oh,
speed
the
ever
time
being the
lapse.
Simon line. It's a wonderful disc. It's awesome. I do love that it is a straight, slightly overstable putter. It's kind of another thing that Simon's known for, right? The time lapse, he's going to be able to go big with it and make Simon lines, right? Just like the name implies.
Absolutely.
And the Pixel is going to let him do more of what he's known for on his YouTube side, right? Because the Simon lines is what he's known for on the disc golf side, where he steps up to the tee pad in a tournament and still throws these crazy lines.
Yeah.
Whereas on his YouTube channel, he's doing like aces with plural, which is crazy, and like planned and with dialogue. And he's just like, oh, I'll do it twice in a row or it's luck, right? Like the Pixel is going to be one of those discs that features that other side of Simon that I think he'll get a lot of use out. I think it'll be awesome. I hear you. It is not nearly as unique as the time lapse was.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed. I
That's
love the special edition stamp though. I think that's really cool.
yeah, it's cool. Again, on pre-order. Are we ready to talk about pre-order?
Yeah, wait, no, pause. Preston mentioned Simon's YouTube channel and all these aces. Preston Kuna Disc Golf landed his second ace of all time last week.
Yeah.
Air to chains.
2021 Sexton Firebird, all
Sexton
chains. My
Firebird.
first ace is also with a Sexton Firebird. So
Same hole.
Same hole, yeah.
Same hole.
The first one was a skip ace. Second one was all air, all hyzer. So, I mean, if anything, I've gained a little bit of distance over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
The skip ace has now turned into an all hyzer
Air to
ace.
chains.
There we go.
Shout out. Very good.
All right. So I gotta add. We'll compliment sandwich kind of this, where you have the nice thing and now you have the criticism. Pre-orders. They're fine. The upside is everybody gets one. That's the upside. It's there. It's good.
True.
I understand the community likes that, especially the community of players. The downsides. We're probably not getting any protos. Probably not getting any first runs. The collectability is going to be low, right? Think of the Conrad Envies, which is different, but with Conrad's discs after after the Holy Shot, with Conrad's discs after his World Championship, they did massive pre-orders that took forever because they made so many. There's those statistics about how they sold more of James Conrad's disc than they sold of every other disc combined that year, right after the Holy Shot.
Yeah.
Cool. It's great. I think that was an excellent use for pre-orders, right? Because that was a piece of history. Everyone wants a piece of it. Great. We don't need to limit that to the collector's market. I really feel like these discs would have been more influential if they had a more... Like when those videos dropped, I immediately went over to Infinite Discs. The website was having trouble loading. I was all excited. I was like, oh man, is my PayPal set ready? Like, am I ready to catch a drop? And then they were pre-orders. And so I bought a couple, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, I don't know what color, I don't know what stamp. I'm just gonna.
I think they could have done both. I think we could have allowed pre-order the stock run of the Pixel, and then I think they should have done the mad grab drop of the special edition Pixel, and I think they should have done a very limited release of the Eagle Envy. I think that would have been fine, but it's a great stamp and it's on a cool disc. A very, like, everybody knows the MVP Envy. I think they should have made those limited runs and not pre-order. Just do the drop, let the collector market handle that,
I really wanted a proto pixel.
Proto
Like,
Pixel would have been cool.
hear me out, right?
Yeah.
When you think of Paul Macbeth first runs, they all are like the same, right? They have that
Yeah.
same first run text, his same kind of classic stamp. You take a first run Athena, a first run Luna, and put them side by side. They look so nice on a wall. They display really nice. They collect really nice.
Yeah.
I I I wanted a proto pixel or a first run pixel to go next to a proto or a first run time lapse, and for them to have some synergy.
That's a great point. Yeah, I agree. We've gotten so many releases of the time lapse already. They
Yeah.
could have done the same thing with the Pixel. I mean, we got a
Yep.
proto, we got a test flight, a proto, a first run, and then like 3 special edition time lapses. And I think they could have done a proto at least. We don't need a test flight, but if they did a proto, yes, make it look exactly like the time lapse stamp. There, it increases the collectability drastically because then you have like a set. It's like, oh, these are nice. They go together. No, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree. Totally agree.
But I don't want to, we gotta finish the compliment sandwich. I thought it was awesome that they dropped the new disc with the signing, right? Because we're gonna talk about Gannon here in a second, but we're
mm,
not talking about this cool new disc that Gannon dropped. And I know that Envy wasn't a cool new disc, but maybe there's not even a cool new stamp, right? That we're like, oh, this hot new release just dropped with Gannon. This is awesome.
yeah.
Right, so that's the pro. So we're making the compliment sandwich here. MVP, great job. This is awesome. It was an exciting week for the collectors market. We appreciate it.
For
Thank you,
sure.
thank you. It was really fun for us to get to kind of share in the excitement of Eagles' announcement and y'all's announcement and say, oh snap, Eagles there, new disc, right? I thought it was really cool. They kind of let the Pixels and the Envies go to pre-release at the same time. It was very
Hmm.
Crush Bros synergy.
Yeah.
Um, Go check out all those videos. There's so many on Eagles and Simons and MVP's YouTube pages now that you can go and try to submit what you think the Crush Boys should be called now. I don't know if you had any suggestions, Pat, but they're looking.
Uh,
They're looking for new names.
I know. I got to come up with a cool one. I was on a different note. I was thinking about. I saw a video. Eagle is deliberating on which putter to go with currently, and he's trying to decide between the Nomad and the Pilot. I personally think he should go Pilot because then he'll have like his own, and hopefully then we see like a Eagle Pilot um, stamp, whatever special runs. Do you think he's going to get his own line? Do you think we're going
No,
to get a no?
no,
Not at
no, no, no,
all.
no, no. No, I don't think so. I don't think
You
so.
don't think he pulls as much weight as Simon?
No, 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 no. Not even close.
Hmm.
I think Simon sells so much more plastic than Eagle, and I think Simon was super clear about that being a big part of his deal. I think Simon had a lot more leverage in that
Hmm.
negotiation when he left. I think whoever left the boat first would have had more leverage. Well, I don't know if Eagle would have passed Simon on leverage, but I think it would have made him catch up if he had left first.
Yeah.
I think pulling Simon away is harder before Simon leaves, if that makes sense, right? Once Simon left and then it was Eagle, then I think it was a little bit easier for them to say, hey, think of what this will do for your brand, right? Coming back with Simon and having that synergy there. Eagle stood to gain a lot. Um, Simon's done some interviews where he talks with Yuli and Brody. I think he was on Tour Life where he talks about the Simon line
Hmm.
and how that's really what drug him, or not drug, but enticed him to go
Yeah.
to MVP. And he also talks, they say, oh, do you think this is the new thing? And he's like, no, I don't, right? Because you can't have that many lines. It's what you're saying right now, is that a
Yeah.
Tour Series disc is different than a line of discs.
It is. It's very
Simon's
yeah. So
discs better be new, right? He's
Tour
kind of
Series
got the
discs
Macbeth
already
thing
exist.
happening.
Yeah, because in Discraft, there's only 2 people that have their own line. Paige has her own discs, and she really only has a couple. The Fierce and the Passion,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And then Paul has his big line. No one else like has their own discs.
Yeah.
Everybody has their team series, tour series, whatever. Um, but otherwise, it's just Paul and Paige that have
Yep.
their own discs.
Yeah, and I think Simon is up there, and I think it's a bit more granular between
Mm,
Simon and Eagle, right? You're not going to ask is Gannon getting his own signature line, right? Gannon's great. Gannon's up and coming though, right?
Yeah.
He needs to keep making his name bigger before that's a question. Eagle's up there, but I really don't think he moves the plastic and has the same following that Simon has.
No, it's fair. I
I think
agree.
Eagle's following is a lot more based on his play. So if he has a couple
Mm.
good years, right? I think
Yeah.
he'll
I'm
get there.
excited to see how he does with MVP. I think James joined MVP, won Worlds his first year on. That was really awesome. Simon had an amazing year his
Yeah, like
first year on.
4 wins or something crazy. It was
Yeah,
insane. Yep.
it was wild. So it'll be cool to see what Eagle can do this season. First year on with MVP.
Well, Bet, let's wrap up the market watch segment here so that I can go back to our normal page. Let's talk about the Captain's Raptor. We talked about it last
Ayo.
week, 2 weeks ago, whenever.
We did 2 weeks ago.
But here is why I wanted to bring it back up. Check out this Instagram post. Loving it. Thank you, Yuli. Kind of. Compliment sandwich. Here it comes. Number 1, I love advance notice on drops. I think
Yep.
it is really nice. I love that it comes with a time. When the proto time lapses hit, my local disc golf shop was getting them. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to go to work. Looked on his store, they weren't there yet. I commute an hour. I got to work at 6:30. Opened the phone, they were sold out. I was like, dang it, that's the worst, right? So
Yeah.
it's really, really nice. It gives you a time. If you are prioritizing getting a first run Captain's Raptor, you can go for it, right? That's awesome. Downside, why the heck is it at 3 p.m. on a Friday? Like
3 p.m. Eastern. So we're in Texas. That's what, one, is it 1 hour difference or
It
2 hour?
doesn't matter.
I have no
It's
idea.
smack in the middle of the
It's the middle
workday
of
on
the
a work
day.
week.
Middle of
Come
the
on.
day on a
Come
work
on.
day.
Come on. Not all of us play disc golf professionally, okay? Some of us are in an office and shouldn't be like shouting at our computers because PayPal is going slowly.
Yeah.
So the pluses and the minuses overall, obviously, just the notice is better because then I'm not trying to sneakily check my phone at work all day trying to figure out
For
when they're
sure.
dropping. So now I can
Yeah.
just be like, hey, I'm going to just hop on my computer real quick, order some of these, get back to work. So good stuff. Love to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna try and grab a couple. I think they look great. I like the Jawbreaker Z Swirl plastic, and it's really cool.
I don't know how he started the Ace campaign that he's got going on. Whoa, the Ace campaign that he's got been going on like Instagram. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
There's so many people. Everyone he's sent pre-release Captain's Raptors to have been posting like Ace videos. I've
That's
seen
pretty
like
cool.
15 or something where they're just doing these forehand overstable aces. We're just slamming them in.
That's awesome.
It's neat. It's really, really neat. All right. One of the other things that kind of I think is relevant to the collector's market, like I said, today's episode is Gannon, Eagle, and Simon. Eagle and Simon both dropped discs. Gannon did not, but he
Nope.
dropped a video where he goes over his Discmania collection. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's on his Instagram page, or I'm sorry, his YouTube page. He talks through like literally 300 discs. People in the comments are debating whether it's more than 300, but it's a lot of discs is really the gist. It's his Discmania collection, primarily throwers, right? Because he's talking about what he's going to bag this year. But I sniffed out some sniffs, some clues and some hints that are, relevant to the collector's corner. So here's what we've got. Number 1, your boy Gannon used to putt with a beaded putter when he was on Prodigy. Okay,
Yeah.
that was the PA3. If you watch this video from in the start, he talks about his putters. First 5 minutes, he talks about all the putters he has. He mentions probably 7 times that they don't have beads. Every time he picks up putters, he's like, they don't have a bead, and he keeps talking about them. And he doesn't
really
ever say
wants a
anything
bead.
negative about it. But I am wondering in this era now, apparently, where Simon's dropping a putter and Eagle's dropping a putter, and does Gannon drop a putter? I
Yeah,
know
he does.
that'd be
Absolutely.
great. That'd be cool. So
Absolutely, he gets a putter.
I think it might be a good move. Gannon, obviously known for his ridiculous 100-foot jump putt range, 150-foot
Yeah.
jump putt range. We've seen him do it off the tee at a couple places. It's insane. Gannon's got a crazy putt. It would be really nice compliment to kind of his skill set. So that is one thing that I am hoping, is a clue towards the collector's market. The other one I didn't put in the notes, but if you watch the video, you will see him show off some Cloudbreaker 3s, some Cloudbreaker 2s, and then
Ooh.
he holds up some Cloudbreaker 1s and says, there's something wrong with
Ooh.
these. I'm not going to say what it is. And I am also not going to say what it is. I think he doesn't say what it is because you got to remember Gannon is a young adolescent male. He's like
Mm-hmm.
19. If you look at the stamps, I think there's a factory defect in the stamps that closely resembles some genitalia, and I
Oh
think he
my
thinks it's
gosh.
hilarious, and I think that's why he loves those discs.
Oh
If
my
I'm wrong,
gosh.
Gannon, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, buddy. We only have like 30 subscribers. That won't do
Oh
anything.
man,
But I'm fairly
that's
certain
funny.
that's why he loves that Cloudbreaker. Um, I, I'll pull it up. I'll pull up. Let me hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll pull up a
They're gonna
little image of it.
demonetize our video.
No, I won't. It's just a disc golf stamp. It's not.
That's true. That's
I
true.
should have showed it to you first and asked you
That's
why
okay.
what you
Throw it up,
think
man.
is wrong
Yeah,
with it because
that's funny.
I could totally be wrong. Might be wrong.
Now I'm
Let's
anxious
uh
to
let's
see.
give this a little look. So this is let me do some zoom in action. This is the YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, this is what his cloud breakers look like.
Okay.
All right. You got it?
Yep.
Let's let me give you an image of what the regular cloud breaker one looks like. Ooh.
Ooh, look at that. Dear Collectors Market. If y'all didn't know about Cloudbreaker ones, they sure
Okay.
do hold their value.
So here's the cloud breaker one.
Okay.
I will draw your attention right here where it seems like there's a fallout underneath the word breaker.
Okay.
All right, you ready to go back?
Yeah.
This is Gannon's.
Oh my gosh.
He shows his video and he's like, I'm not gonna say why these are my favorite, but
Oh my
they're
god.
and it, I mean it's hilarious, guys. You got to go watch the video. But he chats for a minute about how he doesn't collect discs typically for collecting's sake. He likes to collect and throw. He does have some very collectible discs in his collection, but a lot of the pros like the older runs, like the older molds. They'll trust them, and also they've just been playing. The pros they'll ask have been playing for so long that those are the ones
Yeah.
they'll get recommended. But these ones in particular, he said he actually is just collecting. He won't say what's wrong with them, but he does
Dude,
say
he
there
should
is an
send them to
error.
us and we'll freaking put them in a premium box. Gannon, if you ever see this, send us those cloud breakers.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
grade
get
them.
them
We'll put them in a
graded.
box for you. But that's what I think it is. If that's not what is wrong with these, then I don't
Then
know. I
that's
guess
on
I've
you.
exposed myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
no pun intended. Moving on.
Oh
Moving
man.
on. That's kind of the Simon Eagle Gannon of the collector's market, guys.
Yeah.
Lots of moves, new season, new discs, no LVC Firebirds.
That blows. That's the
That's a
worst.
bummer. We'll
It really is.
see. We'll see what they do, but I anticipate that there won't be LVC Firebirds because it's not on the Pro Tour this year. Um, I'm I've got I'm making predictions, and it is January, so we'll finish making our yearly predictions. I don't know if you have any, but prediction number 1 of mine is that Gannon gets a beaded putter.
Yeah, that's a good
Prediction
one.
number 2, I'm hoping the Sexton Firebird and the LVC Firebird. One of the coolest things that differentiated the LVC is that they gave the foil negatives with your disc
Yeah.
for the last year or two, and it was amazing. The Sexton market has eaten it up. They've loved
Oh
it.
yeah.
If there is no LVC this year, I'm hoping that Nate does an in-person
Ooh,
run of Sexton Firebirds with negatives.
that would be super
That'd
cool.
be gangbusters.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Wild.
You got any hot takes or collector's
Oh
market
man.
predictions for 2024, Patrick?
For 2024, I don't think we're gonna see. Well, we are actually. We're going to see a Luna OS. It's coming. It's on the
Yep.
books already.
Yep.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. Let's see. I'm just thinking about who else moved and who else might be getting some discs. Obviously, yeah, I think Gannon's gonna get a putter. That's a good one. I think we're gonna see another Simon disc, at least one more, maybe two more this year. For the Simon line. So we got the time lapse and then the pixel pretty close together back to back. So I think we'll get a mid, an overstable mid Simon line, and then I think we'll get a fairway to round out like the four main categories.
Okay.
So I think we'll get two more this year. I think we'll get the overstable mid, and then I think we'll get a control driver or fairway driver, whichever one he decides.
I think they're gonna slow down.
Think so?
Yeah, I will bet against you on that prediction. I think Simon has, that 10-year contract. I think he's looking at the long term with
Mm,
the Simon line. I think he'll kind
mm.
of run it like Macbeth, where we really get like a disc a year or so, right? We've got the
Yeah,
Athena, the Luna, the Onyx. Am I
Malta,
missing other one? The Malta. Thank you.
80s.
He's at 5. He's at 6. He's at 6.
It's a lot of discs.
But over like 5 or 6 years though.
It's been
4 or 5 years.
5. It hasn't been 5. It hasn't been 5.
Several. Several
Yeah,
though. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I,
that's
I hear your 4 disc prediction, and I think he'll get to 4, but I think give it a year or two. I think the Pixel
that's
dropped
fair.
early.
No,
Maybe
that's
we get one near the end of the year.
yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if we kind of got them each off season. Maybe when he has a bit more time to actually
Mm.
be hands on with the design process of the disc, right? That's one
No,
of the
that's a good.
cool
That's a
things
good
about getting
point.
a
Yeah,
signature line. He's got a
that's a good
kid.
point.
He's still trying to do well on tour. He's not going to be
I want to see him tear it
experimenting a
up
lot.
this year, man. I hope. Prediction: Simon wins Worlds. There it is.
Whoa. All
Take
right.
it down. Take
Man,
it down.
with his new line, that'll be cool. He'll kind of be able to do what Paul does, right? When Paul wins Worlds, you get a little extra
Hmm.
special options for
I think he's
collecting
gonna have an
discs.
okay year. He'll take down one major, maybe two, and then Worlds take it down. It's his year, man.
There we go.
It's a big one.
All right, guys. Normally here we would go to Dopest Disc. This last week we did not find any submissions on Facebook or Instagram. So if you have a disc that you think would be the winner, go ahead and post a picture of a cool disc that you collect. Maybe tell us why you collect it. It could be for hilarious Gannon reasons. It can be because of collectability. Maybe throwing, right? Maybe it's a great thrower that I don't know. Maybe it's your first ace disc. Whatever it is. I've got a Pixel and a Eagle McMahon Envy coming in. We'll give one of those away. I got a couple of
Heyo.
them. Yeah, so we'll give one of those away. Your choice of which one you want if you're the winner. Obviously, I don't know when that giveaway will happen because we don't know when they'll release.
For sure.
So adding that to
Yeah.
my list of pre-release woes. But every week that we have one of these podcasts, we will be picking a winner for Dopest Disc and giving away a disc, usually from one of the drops that's been recent or a mystery box or something.
Hmm.
And that'll be a neat opportunity for you to get some free collector's plastic. Oh, I've missed one, huh, Patrick? And I missed it last
Oh,
week
that's
too.
okay. No, that's all right. We Macbeth dropped all of his discs, redropped them in the TI plastic, which I
Yep.
am a big fan of. I didn't buy many of them. I just bought a couple Onyxes. And they all look like this. They all have this exact same stamp, very clean, very simple, which I really like. I bag 4 different plastic Onyxes. I'm a huge fan of an Onyx, so I picked up some of the TI ones. You can still get them. I looked it up before we started. The only one that is sold out is the Luna. You can still get the Onyx, Athena, Malta, Hades, and Zeus are all still available on
Yeah.
Discraft, teamdiscraft.com for $22. So they're all
That
still up
does
there.
a really good job of summarizing the Macbeth collectability current era, right? The
Yeah,
Luna's sold out on day one, and
immediately.
any Luna that drops will sell out on day one and will have a good resale value. Every other
Yeah,
disc, I mean, like, it just depends on what you like to throw. I grab most of the Onyxes that he drops because I bag a few Onyxes. Love them, right?
great.
Got a buddy that loves the Malta and so on and so forth. So,
Nobody loves Malta. Just saying.
well, all right. Chat, don't forget to use hashtag #DopestDisc, win some free plastic in our next podcast episode. Patrick, give me a minute to find a disc. I have not planned well.
Discourse.
Disc
I
Wars. Introduce
have
it for the people. Let me grab my disc.
So for the people, Disc Wars is between me and Preston. We will each present a disc that we have in our collection and tell you why we love it and why we think it is better than the other person's. And then we will have a vote in the chat. If we're live, we'll do it live. If not, we'll look in the comments and we'll see which one you guys prefer. Again, this is just from our own personal collections. I have two and I still haven't chosen which one.
All right, well,
So
let me show you what I've got first, and then you can pick the one that you think will
all
win.
right, that I think will
All
win.
right. So I mean, it's not gonna be a super surprise because I talked about it last time. But my Isaac Robinson Worlds disc came in. All right,
so nice.
it's a
You
factory
win.
second.
Whatever. I don't
But
even need to
thank
show
goodness they
mine
didn't ruin
anymore.
it. I cringe when they take a disc and they're like, oh well, it's a factory second, and they'll like Paul will put the big PM right on top of it. He's like, misprint. This one is a misprint. You've got some extra foil up here, right? It's gonna grade really poorly. Extra foil up here.
Yeah.
It's got some missing foil in the stamp. The
Let's see
bottom
the back.
stamp
Let's see the back.
is actually pretty nice.
Nice.
It's scratched the heck up, but the
That's
stamp is
okay.
in nice condition.
I
This
love
is
that.
one-
It's so clean.
Yep, I'm gonna
So
mount it
simple.
backwards. Chad, if you haven't seen our premium boxes, they look like this. We have this proprietary like hollow ring.
Yeah.
It's like a halo, but we've got to come up with our own name. Everyone has theirs. But it holds your disc, lets you see it, right, without seeing how it's being mounted or held up, and it also does a great job of displaying bottom stamps. So I'm probably going to bottom stamp mount this where I flip the stickers and make it reverse. So.
And that's awesome. Yeah, you win. Neither of mine is a winner. So I'm just gonna go with. I'll go with this one. So, I bag old destroyers, and I got another one in the mail. I just pick them up whenever I find like a good deal. So
you did.
Somebody sent me a. What? No, I didn't. I didn't win that one. So
Okay.
Preston and I were
All right.
recently bidding on the same 2-line AJ.
I thought you were about to pull out the stinking destroyer that you were bidding on against me as your disc fight disc.
I did not do that. It's this one. It's a PFN. It's hard to see. The stamp is totally worn off. I'm not going to show you the back because it has the seller's information on there. But I love old run destroyers. I'm not a big fan of the newer ones. We'll do a whole podcast one day about destroyers. We'll spend the whole time talking about them. The compliment sandwich is going to be filled with inside things.
Thick sandwich.
Hearty sandwich. But I've found the most reliable runs to be the old runs. PFN, 2-line, 3-line AJs. Those are the ones. So big collector of those. And so somebody sent me this one. I love getting ones that look like this because that means I'm going to throw it. It's going to go in the bag.
I think I have the good condition twin. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's like a teal. It's like a teal, bluish, greenish. Do you have its twin in good condition? Okay, so mine's a little dark. Mine's a little more green than that blue. That's really wow. Look at that. Wow, I need that. Huh. We're gonna have to orchestrate a trade.
I don't know, man. I've got this wasn't originally gonna be a dive into the depths of the collection.
I'm collecting like a nice set. I have an unthrown 3-line.
It matches this PFN Firebird really well.
Oh, it does. Oh, that's nice. I
Dude,
didn't know you had that
this
one.
was a get. Some dude was selling it on Facebook for $8.
Oh my goodness.
I drove over that night at like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I need it.
Hi.
Now I have.
That. Wow.
They're a shade or two off, but they both have the gold stamp and like, they're real nice. They're both thrown. They're both used, but I'm not.
All right. I'm not even gonna tell the chat to decide. I submit that. You win that one. Whatever.
Chat, on the note of Patrick's, talking about our Destroyer episode that'll be coming up, if you have a specific disc, a specific collector's topic that you want us to chat about, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We read them. We really appreciate the comments and the feedback so that we can know, what you guys want to hear us talk about. Something that I have, one idea that I've got to wrap up our show, Pat, is I want us to like go and pull a inkless disc out of a lake, right? Play 5 rounds with it, just ultra used, and try restoration techniques, right?
Ooh.
People will say you can like sand or use flush snips to get like the gouges off the edges,
Yeah.
and can you like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just
know.
see what you
Yeah,
can
we'll
do.
have to
It's
see.
warpy, and I've done my PDGA disc one year got folded in half and stuck in a mailbox. So I've done the like stick it in boiling water and then stick it under a stack of discs to flatten a disc and just see. We'll grade it at the beginning. We'll talk about what the true is. We'll talk about what the score for the rim and stuff would be, and discuss maybe if you have an old thrower of a 2015 or a PFN Destroyer, one of these
Mm,
discs that's still worth something as a thrower. Are
yeah.
there things that might be risky, but of your own accord you might choose to do?
Oh, that's
So
a
that's
cool
a
idea.
podcast episode I've got in my head. If you have a suggestion, leave it down below.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, we are 100% on schedule for the 2024. So hopefully we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks.
Bye.